If you're busy and you know it, clap your hands.
Busy. Ooh.
So Jen really wanted to talk about busy. People just don't want to sit still.
People don't want to sit still.
And we talk about it in our videos. You gotta sit still in order to work through with what you want in your life.
Peace be still.
Yes, please be still. I think that, to me, a sign of you're unhappy is the fact that you can't be still. There's so many people in my life.
That's good.
I'm just being honest. I have family members and friends who I adore, and they're constantly trying to run away from whatever it is that they're unhappy about or don't want to deal with. And I ask them, and we talk about this.
Yeah.
I ask them, do you like being alone by yourself? Or do you like being alone? Do you like being by yourself? Do you like doing nothing? And they'll have the same answers. No, no, no. And to me, I think that's a sign that you're unhappy if you can't be still. And if you can't separate yourself from busyness and who you are without all this shit going on, there's something else happening internally. It usually isn't the best thing.
It's definitely not the best thing. I can relate because there was a time in my life that I did not like to be alone.
Same.
I always felt like I needed to be doing something to be productive and not be called lazy.
Girl.
So yeah, I could totally relate to a person who does that. I am complete opposite now. I can sit by myself, talk to myself, all of that good stuff. So they're running from something.
I know.
And it's sad because to be alone is to really love yourself.
Ooh.
And I encourage, and I had to be by myself. I know you break up with somebody on a Tuesday, you got a new person on Thursday. Were you like that? I was like that. Oh, I was like that. I did not like to be alone. I didn't want to feel those feelings.
No, I know people like that.
Yeah. Oh, I was that person.
Really?
Oh my gosh, girl.
Like on to the next.
On to the next. This is. I don't want to feel this pain.
No. Oh man.
You know, and yeah, running, constantly running, just running away, and yeah, I had to do a lot of internal work, and so those kind of people who are constantly filling their days. And I feel like it was probably something from childhood.
Right.
It stems from childhood. Something, I don't know what it is exactly, but it stems from not wanting to be lazy. You've got to be doing something to be important. And I think I told you the other day, somebody had told me on the phone, they were like, you don't want to leave your house. And it made me question because they're constantly wanting to do something and go somewhere.
So recently, for me, I actually started tapping back into that feeling. So I get even what that person was saying.
Yeah.
Because your home should be your safe space. You know what I mean? And I know you love being at home.
I do.
I do too. For some time, for those who don't know, I've been living at my dad's house. And I love my father and I love my stepmom. They've been so accommodating, but it just hasn't felt like home.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, I've been running away, trying to do things, going to Hawaii, trying to just be busy.
Yes.
And funny enough, the last time I was in Hawaii, I really had to take a step back. I'm like, why do I feel the need to escape and not just sit? You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? It is important that I feel at peace at my home, no matter where it is, because my home is beyond the structure. My home is in my mind and in my heart. You know. So I really had to check myself because there was a point in time in my 20s, running the streets, always had to be doing something.
Girl.
And I genuinely do love my company. I still love my company by myself, you know. And as you learn to love being by yourself, as you learn to love the moments of stillness and the lull, and some people will call it being bored. I think being bored is a luxury. Like at this point.
Hello. I don't even know how people can be bored.
But here's the thing. And I shared this with you earlier. You know, we are so caught up on consuming and just being triggered.
Yeah.
You know, these little pocket devices,
as small as they are,
I know, keep us constantly on. I've been sitting here, this thing's been buzzing. But people, on average, they say Americans look at this thing 344 times a day.
That's insane.
344 times a day.
So what is that? How many hours do you think that is?
According to, I'll give you guys the link to where this is from, but that's 4 minutes. Once every 4 minutes, you're looking at this thing.
6 hours?
That's 6 hours. 6 hours.
That's like a job. That's like a part-time job. Is this making you money? 6
hours. Now here's the thing. I've made money from this thing.
Okay,
and
you have. The average person has.
No, but that's the thing. My relationship, I was telling you earlier, I was like, my phone's about to die. You're like, what? And I go, I had to change my relationship with this thing because it was triggering. Like because what happens is you're on this thing, you're consuming, you're comparing yourself, you're seeing what everybody else is doing in their little snapshots in their life.
I'm not doing that. Yes. I'm not doing enough. I'm blah, 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 blah.
And so you feel like you've got to go out and do all these different things to justify or to make your
existence as a human.
Right, and to feel adequate, that you're doing enough. And so busyness becomes this label of like, I've had people tell me, you're doing so much, and I desire so much less these days. You know what I mean? And part of how I do that is not looking at this all the time. Because it's a time suck. Like 6 hours in a day?
Isn't it going to be amazing when you get to that point, because you're doing all this work and you're continuing, and so am I, that when we pick up that won't even faze us. It won't even matter.
I feel like I'm getting closer to that. I really do. And I appreciate technology. I appreciate how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. It connected you and me.
It did.
You know what I mean?
It did.
And so, but with that said, my being alive, being present,
breathing, communicating, spending time with each other,
touching, know, like it's living beyond a device is far more gratifying for me. And I desire so many more experiences that I don't need to. There's now things happening in my life. I'm just not sharing it online because my life is sacred. My time is sacred, and you're not going to find the validation you need from a device and from doing things and constantly being busy.
No.
You're going to have to find that validation being by yourself. When you're bored.
Yes. Be by yourself. It's amazing. It's life-changing. Oh my gosh.
It is. I love my company. I love being with me. I am my best friend.
Yes. I'm with you. That's why her and I get along so well, because I think we understand that.
Well, and I think because then we don't put these expectations on.
Yeah.
I need you to fulfill this part of me.
Yeah.
And my husband doesn't get that. My daughter isn't getting that. I'm not putting these expectations where now I'm just a time suck, an energy suck. You know what I mean?
Because that's why a lot of people are in relationships. Let's be honest.
It is.
They're not in relationships because they truly want to be with this person, experience life together. They are looking for something to fulfill them that they can't fill themselves.
I mean,
that's hard.
You've been around people, when they enter the room, they just suck out the energy.
You can feel the energy change. I can. I'm an empath, so I can definitely feel when somebody comes in and their energy's off.
Same.
And I can just feel energy anyway. Not even. I can feel something going on with my daughter. I can feel something going on with my husband. Like people that I'm really connected to, I'll be like, ooh, you gotta call them. Something's off.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep.
No, the more you start tuning into yourself, you'll start learning your gifts, you guys, because we all have them. But you'll start picking that up. Yeah.
But there's joy in stillness, and people really will. The TV, the internet will beat you up for not doing anything. And when I say not doing anything, I'm not talking about binging on Netflix. I'm talking about going outside and take a walk. Going outside and just sitting and getting some vitamin D.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Moving your body.
Moving your body.
Yeah, because they keep doing, the sun is bad for you. It's going to give you cancer. Put your sunscreen on and go sit outside.
Right.
Sun gaze.
And be
in the morning
still.
Or at sunset. Don't do it during the middle of the day. Okay. I just had to say that. People go out there, I'm black.
It's so funny. But the sun is a natural healer.
Absolutely.
And, it's our guiding light, for this planet. And so you need to put, this is radiating UV lights as well. These I could go on and on about that. Maybe we have a whole different episode about technology, but you have to find joy beyond being busy. It's amazing to have a profound and abundant life and to do things and live it up. I'm not against that because I love experiences, but you've got to be okay with being bored and at peace.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, some people wallow in negativity.
Yeah,
and they feed off of that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be by yourself and just be depressed. Please don't do that. Now, if you're, let's actually talk about that real quick, because there are people who are depressed that do shut out everything else and everybody else and are by themselves. We're not talking to those people. If you are a depressed person, please have your people, surround yourself with whatever love and light you need to make it through this difficult season of your life. I know because I've been there. So please do not go, well, they told me to go inward and now I'm by myself and I'm feeling even more lonely. Please don't do that. These are for people who are mentally okay and that just need to refocus their energy. And they are giving their energy out to everything and everybody, and they need to bring it back in. And the best way to do that, you guys, is to be by yourself. And that's whether in your home, whether in your car, which is funny because I used to be a salesperson, but I literally used to come home and sit in my car still for an hour doing my stuff because it was quiet. So comfortable.
Yeah, it's quiet, it's closed in, it's cozy.
Yeah, so,
I get it.
So just bring your energy back in, you guys, and spend some time with yourself. Loving on yourself, figuring out who you are. If you can get up every morning and go look in the mirror and tell yourself 5 things that you love about yourself. And I say 5 because it's usually hard for a person to even do 1. So if you can do 5, then you're really loving yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So start there. And if you find yourself not even able to find 1 or 2 things about yourself, ask your friends and family, what do you love about me? What do you see in me?
Right. And
start pulling from them and then start building something for yourself, because this world's, this will have you messed up.
It will. And it'll have you doing things that are not aligned with where you even want to go.
Yeah, and it won't feel good.
No.
You won't feel good about it.
It'll be temporary.
Anything that's in alignment with you should feel good, you guys. And I'm talking about even the job you get up and go to every day. We have been sold this narrative of, you have to live, you have to pay your bills. Don't get me wrong. But if you're pulling up to your job and it's making you physically sick, please find another job. Please find different avenues. Can you move back in with your family? Can you stay with a relative? Can you just regroup?
Right.
Because pulling up to a job that's paying your bills and you're unhappy is the definition of insanity.
I agree. I agree. I think that, and it's just so hard sometimes to figure out how to get out or move forward or take a different way, find a different direction. And honestly, to figure that out, you have got to stop everything. We sound like we're on repeat, but
because
there's a
reason.
It's true. If you got to recalibrate, if you got to refocus, you got to stop.
Yes.
You got to stop doing what you're doing. Stop replacing your time with things that are not going to fulfill you.
Yes.
And look internally and start doing the work. So I would love to know, if you want to tap back more into this topic about busyness, and what are you maybe going to be doing a little less of to help fulfill your life?
Yes.
To get you closer to peace.
I like that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.